The speaker for the first is Mr. T. Sarangarajan. He's President Operations, Tractor and Farm Equipments, shortly called TAFE. Mr. Sarangarajan is a veteran with total 42 years experience in auto industry, with the first 32 years in the passenger car industry, and presently working in tractor and farm equipment for the last 10 years. He started his career with Maruti when the plant was under construction and played a pivotal role in developing the auto ancillaries. Mr. Sarangarajan joined Hyundai when it entered India towards the later half of the 90s. He was again involved in building the company from inception to testing of the products and rollout. He's a mechanical engineer from Malavia National Institute of Technology, Jaipur, and currently is President of Operations at TAFE. NIQR takes pride in presenting Mr. Sarangarajan's session, and I'm equally pride in introducing him to you. So let's look forward to it. We are in all ears, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So I still have that bit of a hangover of whatever our MC confused us with raising your hands and clapping, right? In case I mix up my presentation, you take it for granted that is because of that confusion, right? First of all, I would like to thank and acknowledge the excellent work done by NIQR through establishing the NIQR Dr. V. Krishnamurthy Medal for Manufacturing Excellence, organizing the NIQR Global Quality Conventions, empowering industries and professionals, skill building and capacity building for MSMEs and students. So a big thank you very much for all of you who are kind of quality and innovation, at least in Chennai and Tamil Nadu culture through NIQR. A great work being done by all of you. So I'll be talking about how the quality culture is practiced through innovation, technology, process improvements, and of course we need to talk about artificial intelligence, AI. First, briefly about my company. I work in TAFE, the second largest tractor manufacturers in the world in terms of numbers, with the sole aim of cultivating the world for sustainability and improving the farmer's quality of life. And we don't make tractors of only one type fits all, like cars. Suppose you take Creta, whether you sell it in Kashmir or Kanyakumari or Mumbai or Assam, Creta is the same model, but in the tractors it is not so. For the same tractor model, we make it and call it as a Punjab model, Gujarat model, Rajasthan model, Karnataka model. So we have to make the tractor suitable by changing the hydraulics and gears to suit the local soil conditions and the farmer's need. So I'll just touch about what we are doing outside our plant to start with. We brought in affordable and useful technology. For examples, in the field of agriculture, you start with the de-weeding, that is removing unwanted plants. A machine can do now. Of course, the land preparation, the machine can do. For a long time it has been doing. Then you can do the seeding using the transplanters. And you can do the fertilizing using the drones. And you do the harvesting using the harvester. And of course, removing all unwanted things using the baler. So in effect, all these things is now possible. You don't have to own any of this equipment also, like Ola and Uber you have. Each of these equipment is available for hire. So I was talking to one of my close friends who is basically agriculture. So some 10, 20 years back, I thought I am in a better profession. And he's after all a farmer. Now things have changed. because there used to be a problem of manpower availability, water availability, technology equipment availability, nothing was there. Now he is telling that he has about 8 acres of land. If you want to do fertilizing, he hires the drone, and the drone costs around 4,500 for 3 hours. In 3 hours, you can do the fertilizer for the complete acre. And if you hire people, they will need 3 days. All of you are dealing with the people, especially industries, manufacturing industries, MSMEs and big guys. All people, you know how difficult it is to manage with the people. People have emotions, they have tea time, lunch time, and all those things are there. But when you have this kind of technology backup, you don't have to worry anything about. You get 100% productivity. So that is how the things have improved in the technology field, especially in the agriculture. You don't have to look down as an agriculture as a difficult field, full of manual work. No, not anymore. I will just, this is a glimpse of what is happening, what I showed now outside. Now I'm going to talk more about what we are doing inside our plant to build a quality culture. There was a start with 3D layout, digital factory, digital twins. Many systems are available inside our plant, which is on a digital twin, and selective application of artificial intelligence in our process. So when I go through my presentation, you can see how we have grown over a year. Even in the tractor industry, everything is available on digital, which we can fully utilize and harness the available technology now. Just to give an example, this is an example of a digital validation when we were developing a stage 5 emission norms for tractors. You can assume that stage 5 emission norm is somewhere equivalent to our BS6 in our vehicles. For Europe, engine room under the hood as a level emission treatment system. Unlike our cars and trucks, it is not outside, it is inside the engine room of the tractors. So the simulation showed heat in excess of 100 degrees around ETS, which is not good. It has to be less than 90. Simple modification of side guards with perforation had solved the issue. So this is how the technology is being used even in the tractor industry during the development stage itself. Simple modification, similarly using our AI in the process. Previously, we just used this kind of input, process, and output. Now the process is managed by AI in terms of controlling it, correcting it, and managing it. So it used to be only correcting it, or it used to be controlling it. Now it is even come to the level of managing it. So why I started is, as I mentioned earlier, towards the journey, just one second, I'm skipping something. Yeah. As I mentioned, the journey of digital factory, we have value stream the complete process. From the gate to dock, dock means where we keep the material, dock to kitting, assembly of tractors, and tractors in the yard before dispatching to dealers as well as for exports. So ideally, we can have a digital in all places, which we have. Ideally, we can have a AI in each process, which we do not have. As I mentioned here, you will have the right process required for that area. Otherwise, the AI becomes too big for that area. So we use the relevant technology in each area to modify and to manage the process. Technology can only help to some extent in helping building a quality culture. It is the people who will make the difference in building a sustainable culture. You talked about sustainability with reference to NIQR. So the culture also needs to be sustainable, not only technology and product. If you heard of Simon Sinek, a motivational and inspirational speaker, talks about how people are important, shares his own experience, why he prefers to stay in Marriott whenever he is in Los Angeles as compared to the Sheraton hotels, even though the Sheraton hotel is a higher star than the Marriott. So whenever he check in Marriott, the receptionists are very warm, call by name, how are you, Simon? And you're coming after 3 months, and you always prefer the first floor corner room. You like sushi. This time we'll offer you a special dinner from our side, sushi. No, all those things. And help in giving the key. The process may take 3-4 minutes, but there's a lot of human touch. As compared to Sheraton, where he says, as soon as he comes in, within a minute, he gets the key. Yes, Mr. Simon, this is 105, you can check in. He sees that how people are important to make you feel towards the service they offer. Same way in manufacturing also, people will make the difference. You need a platform to express your talents and to bring it out the best. It is shop floor also, it is important, whether it is small industry or MSME or big industry. The talents of the people should be brought out, for which they need a platform. If I give an example, I know most of the people here are Tamil audience, right? Or if it is all over India. Let us assume I prepared for Tamil audience, so I'll just share an example with the Tamil audience. If we talk about film singers, 60s and 70s, you know only T.M. Sarangarajan and P. Sushila. I know if all of you can correlate to. Okay, you can correlate to this, right? No? Yes. Or I can switch over to cricket. So, if you switch over to cricket, 1950s and 60s, maybe till early 70s, the Indian cricket team used to be the cricketers only from Mumbai or Bombay. Then late 60s and 70s and all, we started getting cricketers from Bangalore, Delhi, Calcutta, and Chennai. Till about 1990s or 2000, exceptions were there, of course, like Kapil Dev came from Chandigarh, but Chandigarh is also not a rural city. It is also kind of a cosmopolitan. And most of these players are from cosmopolitan cities. So there was no platform. The platform is there only for them is Ranji Trophy or Duleep Trophy, something like that. But then came IPL. IPL gave a platform for the players all over India. And IPL gave a local Premium League, like Tamil Nadu Premium League is there, or Karnataka is there, or Bombay Premier League is there. So what is then that now we are getting the flyer from tier 2, tier 3 as well. So what is the result of that? Is that now with even our C team, we beat Australia in Australia. Without Virat Kohli, Rohit, Ashwin, Bumrah, we drew England series when we thought we will lose 4-0. So what I'm trying to say, in between we won 2 World Cups. So what IPL has done is that given a platform where people can express their talents. Similarly, this WCM is one such platform where people across the plant can give their views, exhibit their talents. And what it does is that every week we meet for 1.5 hours. People across the plant give their improvements in one of the pillars. Either it can be a lean pillar, that is basically a cost saving, productivity improvement, or flexible, or safe, or green. So you can understand that the projects are given and it is listened to by me, and once in a month, CEO of our company recognize the best. And once in 12 months, the best of the best is awarded by our chairman and managing director. So it's kind of a platform where the culture of innovation, quality, improvement can be easily developed and spread. Here I am sharing an example of one such improvement under lean pillar, where the productivity is improved by modifying the jig, which can carry more parts per jig. This is an example of using the relevant technology. The earlier is more of using their experience and modifying the jig. This is more of using the latest available affordable technology anybody can implement, where in the process earlier people used to sometime miss the circlip. You know, people are 90% efficient at their best. And normally we are not at the best in the shop floor. We are only 60% efficient in the shop floor. So sometimes the circlip is missed and leading to the bearing falling up. You know what happens then? The tractor will not move. This normal it used to be, if you talk about maybe 7, 8 years back, the countermeasure for the snap ring missing is that operator educated. 1 point lesson displayed. Inspection introduced. Audit inspection introduced. And yellow mark is put. I know of a case that where we introduced a yellow mark and the snap ring was missing. We asked, yellow mark is there? He says, I thought the marking yellow mark is a process. He thought that it is not the verification process. So now we have the technology which we can easily implement on our shop floor using the barcode, using the scanner, using the sensor. Once we implement it, it has become 100%. How much the time it is showing now? 4 minutes. So this is, even though the improvement shows less, but in terms of cost, if you see, the effect of the cost saving per year works out to be more than 15-20 lakhs for such small improvements. Sustainability is one of the core values of a company and one of the pillars in WCM as well, which I call it as a green. And we have implemented many such green initiatives, resulting in 40% reduction in emission per tractor from our plant. In fact, our Madurai plant does not use any fossil fuel at all for our process heating. As well as there is a lot of reduction in water consumption, and we are water neutral in all our plants. All these have resulted in our company getting the bronze medal in EcoVadis sustainability rating, which puts us in the top 35% of the industry across the world. This is in our first attempt we got. I am sure we can reach the platinum award in our next attempt. Another example is the SDWT, self-directed work team, is basically like different from our QC circle or small group activity. QC circle, small group activity, pick up the problem and solve it. Here, this area is, their work area is managed completely by the people. There is no supervisor. There is no engineer managing them. Otherwise, normally the headache for any supervisor or the engineer is that morning attendance is a problem, work allocation is a problem. After everything is done, you will say that tool is not available, picture is not working. Some reason will be there to delay the process by another 10-15 minutes. Now this group of people are managing themselves and they know what is required for starting it. Only if need some help, then they will come to us, where we get involved to set up their basic requirements. This has resulted in removing one layer from the shop floor. That means the communication flow is better, the productivity is better. This SWT has given a lot of confidence to the people in the shop floor as well. And our people working in the shop floor, many of them SDWT member, participate in many quality contests like conducted by NIQR or CAI. Last year itself, we won more than 50 awards in various contests conducted across India. So I met a couple of CEOs. It is a good news for CEOs. This flow improvement is where the productivity can go up by more than 50% without any capex. This is, we have proved it ourselves inside our plant. All of you know that improvements have happened whenever there is a change of technology. You know, Industry 1.0 put England on top of the world with the invention of machine. And Industry 2.0, when the mass production started, Ford started the conveyor, it put USA on the top. It was continuing till Trump came in. After Trump came in, maybe they are no more number one, I suppose. And Industry 3.0 is kind of electronics and robo in the shop floor, which Japanese did very well in 70s and 80s. And Industry 4.0, all of you know that it is the data managing, using the data to improving our production, productivity, and output. What we are talking about is that we don't touch any of this. We will work on improving the flow of the material. Material includes the FG, finished good, as well as WIP, as well as raw material. So we have divided our whole process into 3: delivery cycle, production cycle, and procurement cycle. Delivery cycle means the tractor sold to the customer. When we sell one tractor to the customer, we produce the same tractor in our plant. And whenever we produce a tractor, for the tractor, the parts are procured from the supplier. This is the simple concept of our flow improvements. So this is mainly we are not using for 100% of our products, mainly used for the stranger model, which consists about 25% of our production capacity. This is one simple example of earlier we used to feed the parts in batches to the conveyor line. Now we do the kitting, and this kitting trolley always moves. As I said, no, the part should not stay, it should be continuously moving. Earlier it used to stay on the conveyor line. Some 10 brake drums, 10 front axles. Now only one brake drum will go to the line, or one axle will go to the line. So when we did this, so I have still 1 minute, right? So when we did it, you can see the difference between the shop floor conditions. Earlier how it was, when the material was moving. This is showing the simple output of the improvements done in the flow of the material. No capacity expansion, no conveyor expansion. Simply improving the material flow, we have improved our productivity by 50% in the last 3 years. Same number of people, same number of working hours. The tractor output has gone from 154 per day to 222 per day. This is my final slide. So these are the people who taught us, Professor Shoji Shiba-san, who says that please share TAFE's learning and transformation to Indian manufacturing. And Professor Furuhashi says that TAFE have to do open factory week to exhibit its breakthrough achievements. This, whatever we've done, we are open. All of you can come and visit. Many times the CA group, they bring the people to see what are the improvements we have done. So with this, I conclude my presentation because exactly it is 2 minutes over, right? Thank you very much.
Good evening to all. மாற்றம் ஒன்றே மாறாதது. மாற்றம் முன்னேற்றம். Changes will improve. Small changes will become a small case and after that another big improvement will go here. Okay, this is accepted. It is also small SME companies. Small improvements அதை ஏன் ஒரு OEM கொண்ட டயர் பண்ணோம் இல்லை it will take time to acceptable. அதாவது ஒரு ஃபோரம் சேஞ்சை ஒரு இமீடியட்டா within ஒரு week or 15 days or 1 month or 2 months குயிக்காக அவங்க அக்செப்ட் பண்ணுறது டிலே ஆக இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட் எப்படி கிடைக்கும்? இது என்னுடைய ஒரு கன்சர்ன் as a quality. So OEM tier 1 suppliers, OEMs. So improvement வேணும் the cases வேணும் improvement வேணும் அப்படிங்கிறது எல்லாருடைய எதிர்பார்ப்பு, எல்லாருடைய இதுவும் expectation. But in the expectation fulfill பண்ணிட்டு we are ready as a small scale industry, medium scale industry, large scale industry. But the OEMs but ஒரு சேலஞ்சிங்கா எடுத்துக்க ஒரு சேலஞ்சிங்கா அக்செப்ட் பண்ணி அதை இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட் பண்ணி அதை ப்ராசஸ் பண்ணி அதை ஒரு கொண்டு வரதுக்கு ரெகுலரைஸ் பண்ணுறது it will take some time. Please, this is my question.
Should I answer your question?
Members present here. My question is an extension to the MSME question on my colleague Peter. You're talking about digitization. All of us understand that it's very important that we move towards digitization. But you have to tell us what is the priority. End-to-end digitization is one, and making end-to-end digitization one go is a costly affair, or should we start off somewhere and then end up into the entire supply chain or into the entire production chain? I request you can just enlighten us on this important thing. We know it is very important, but also it is cost involved. So where should be the start off? Thank you.
Thank you. Say example, if you are having a kind of more import content, there are certain OEMs who do CKD assembly. For them, it may be more than 80% as well. And it depends on the kind of product we are having. It varies between 70 to 80% level. And predominantly industry average, we can say it's 75%. And over the years, it's reducing through our continuous efforts in value engineering and cost innovation. We are reducing that percentage. I hope I've answered your question, right?
Good evening to all. மாற்றம் ஒன்றே மாறாதது, மாற்றம் முன்னேற்றம் தரும். Changes will improvement. Small changes will become a small case and அப்புறம் bigger than after that நல்ல big improvement கொடுக்கக்கூடியது. Okay, this is accepted. It is also small SME companies. Small improvements அதை ஏன் ஒரு OEM இல்லை டயர் ஒன்னோ இல்லை it will take time to acceptable. அதாவது ஒரு ஃபோரம் சேஞ்சை ஒரு இமீடியட்னா வித்தின் ஒரு வீக் ஆர் 15 days ஆர் 1 month ஆர் 2 months குயிக்காக அக்செப்ட் பண்ணுறது டிலே ஆக இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட் எப்படி கிடைக்கும்? இது என்னுடைய ஒரு கன்சர்ன் ஆஸ் ஏ குவாலிட்டியாக. ஸோ ஓஇஎம் இருக்கட்டும், டயர் ஒன் சப்ளையர்ஸ், ஓஇஎம்ஸ். ஸோ இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட் வேணும், த கெய்சன்ஸ் வேணும், இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட் வேணும் அப்படிங்கிறது எல்லாருடைய எதிர்பார்ப்பு, எல்லாருடைய இதுவும் உண்டு, எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன். பட் இந்த எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷனை ஃபுல்ஃபில் பண்ணுறதுக்கு வி ஆர் ரெடி as a small scale industry, medium scale industry, large scale industry. But இந்த ஓஎம்ஸ் பட் இது ஒரு சேலஞ்சிங்காக அதை ஒரு சேலஞ்சிங்காக அக்செப்ட் பண்ணி அதை இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட் பண்ணி அதை ப்ராசஸ் பண்ணி அதை ஒரு கொண்டு வரதுக்கு ரெகுலரைஸ் பண்ணுறது இட் வில் டேக் சம் டைம். ப்ளீஸ், திஸ் இஸ் மை கன்சர்ன்.
Should I answer your question? See, I do understand the concern which you are facing. Please do understand the problem which OEMs are also having. Any small change. See, generally, as you are aware, the PPAP approval, where we fix the forum condition. See, any change with respect to the forum condition, we are having a lengthy process for approval. Even in certain cases, we have to do the engine validation and we have to run vehicle durability to the extent of 1 lakh kilometer as well. Because finally, we are responsible for the final quality of the product which our customer enjoy. So this process, it takes time. And as a OEM, we are very stringent on this aspect so that there will not be any compromise on the quality. That's the one reason which I have experienced for the delay in any change approvals. Obviously, we do appreciate the kind of interest you are taken for doing change for the cost improvement or quality improvement. This is the concern from the OEM side. But I have seen at other side also, big delays are happening because of the lengthy supply chain. See, you may be a tier 2 or tier 3 supplier. The change has to be applied in your next level tier 2, and he has to again put it in a tier 1, and it has to reach the OEM level. See, and each tier has their own validation process, and it's taking time. But obviously, I strongly believe if we are having a close communication and good relationship and frequent contacts, definitely these kind of issues can be addressed. See, unfortunately, as a OEM, we have very less chance to interact with the down the level tier vendors. But obviously, we understand your concern, and obviously we are working on improving the lead time for such approvals. Thank you.
Vinod, I will add something.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. First of all, I could not understand whether it was a question or it is kind of order. No, you are taking too much of time, reduce the time. No, that is how I felt it. It's a very good feedback which happens. Which
Sir,
is
can
true.
I, if you don't mind?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I'm here, yeah.
No. Can't hear.
Can you hear me now?
No, I am answering to the previous question.
Okay.
Please ask after I close it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I fully agree. There are gaps in that. One way to plug the gap is that you always think of innovation, improvement, thereby improving your process and managing your cost well, always with respect to the final product. I think there are a lot of scope as well internally where you can continue to improve, where you don't have to ask anyone to approve. And that approach I feel I see only in few suppliers. And second thing is that when they give the proposal, they give the proposal only. But if it is backed by test data or simulation data, then it gives that much confidence to accept it. And third thing, like Vinod said, no, once we build a rapport on and confidence, I think the process of approval becomes that much faster. I mean, all these things combined, put together, no? If it relates to environment, it will take that much longer time. If it relates to homologation, it will take much more longer time, no? Those kind of, what kind of improvement, but what you said that it takes time, it has to be reduced, I accept, but it has to come from both the sides.
See, my question to the Chinese guys were same only. How do they manage change and how can they come up with the quick products? This was asked to two people. One is Li Fan, the company which is taken over by Geely, and another company which is Chang'an. They said, we don't do any change. We try to make excellent product, we launch it. Then every year we are coming up with the refresh models, we bring in all the change. So every 1 year they could come up with all the learning together, put in, and do a launch of a new model, unless there is a field issue. Only the recall is a concern for them. Otherwise, they are just coming up with the refresh models every year. So we will also soon go there. Thank you.
Very good afternoon. First of all, thank you all for taking your time and coming and enlightening us on your experiences and sharing your good processes to the members present here. My question is an extension to the MSME question my colleague put up. You're talking about digitization. All of us understand that it's very important that we move towards digitization. But you have to tell us where is the priority. End-to-end digitization is one, and making end-to-end digitization at one go is a costly affair, or should we start off somewhere and then end up into the entire supply chain or into the entire production chain? I request Mr. Vinod if you can just enlighten us on this important thing. We know it is very important, but also it is cost involved. So where should be the start off? Thank you.
Thank you. I do understand your concern. See, generally, from our side, what we say, otherwise, my suggestion to you is, you just see what is the pain point of your customer. Okay, see, you need to prioritize that pain point, and we have to address. Obviously, any digitalization, it attracts cost. See, over the year, once you ramp up the scale, definitely, it will give a benefit to you in turn. But the initial stage, yes, it's going to be, a costly affair, especially for the tier 2, tier 3 suppliers who are in MSME thing. So there, I suggest, prioritize that based on your, pain points of your customer, and look for a long-term perspective. See, it may not be, cost break-even thing within a first year or so. Definitely in long term, you just see, we are in this industry, and we are going to come up with the multiple models, and our volumes are going to increase year by year. See, factor those things and take a call on this digitalization.
Thank you.
I'm Rari here from Accurate Sales and Services. We are providing the solution for digital market, digital quality, totally digitization of quality. So as he told, because I came up, because he asked about the cost of digitization, we found that, and we are supporting many industries for digitization of complete quality control management. So it is not so costly what people feel. Is very reasonable prices are there we can put. We always feel that digitization will cost very high. I hope that we can do digitization within our budget. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, see, actually, the kind of effort you are putting on digitalization, similarly, we do in-house digitalization also. See, for us, benchmark is like, your ROI should be within 2 years. See, this is the guideline which we have set internally in our organization, where we could see many of these projects are passing through that guideline. So that much potential digitalization is having. Definitely, it will give a benefit for you. And that's a 2-year ROI something, which is a general market trend.
I like to request the audience here. They can interact with us, and we provide very cheap quality As far as digitization quality area is there and quality management, definitely we are here to provide the solution.
Hello? No, thank you for all this. I think there seems to be a miscommunication here. The gentleman was talking about digitization. He was answering for the digitalization. Both are two different things. Digitization is making a manual paperwork to digitizing. Digitalization is the automation of those things into digital world. So I think he was answering more for digital one, whereas it was more for digitization. I mean, I don't know whether I stand clear. Also, okay, because you have been mentioning digitization, but he was answering, okay, fine. If it's an automation with digitalization, yeah, then it's fine.
Sir, I have a question. Please go ahead. Hello. Hello. Sir, can I put a question? So we are OEM tier 2 for the past 30 years. I have one question. Do you have to supply the quality product, or do you have to maintain the documents that we are supplying the quality product? Which is important?
Sorry, I don't understand. Can you repeat, please?
We are tier 2 OEM suppliers. What is important to supply the quality products or to maintain the documents that we supply the quality products as
Okay.
by IITF?
See, I do understand things. See, generally, I have seen...
And we don't have even one quality issue the past 20 years. Is it important or to maintain a documentation that we supply the quality products, which is important? And we are small MSME.
Okay, just to answer your question, I cannot directly answer this question, but indirectly, I can share my experience.
Yeah, please.
See, you have seen the foundry industry. This is one of the mother industry. Okay, generally, way back 1 decade before, when I was handling castings and forging, I could see industry veterans were there. See, anything, no, just they go and immediately analyze the problem and they will solve. Everything is in their brand by virtue of their experience. See, of late, slowly, this industry could not able to attract the talents because of its own disadvantage on working condition and all. And later, at one stage of my career, because I handled predominantly casting commodities, I could see a big vacuum in the industry. If there is any problem, people are struggling to find the solution because the old people have not documented it and they were operating based on their virtue of their experience. And that gap was there. So thing is that yes, we have to do the improvement fast and it has to be documented also. Both things should go hands-on and then only you can able to do justice and whatever you are doing, it will be sustainable. So please don't think on the short term. On the long term, this is going to help your organization and let us do that hands-on and in the faster way. That's my answer to your question, and I have literally a very good experience in this aspect, especially related to the casting industry, like a decade back.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir. My name is Pandian. I am from Kadir Sudhir Automation India Private Limited. I'm a small I'm running a micro unit. I love quality with innovation, but considering the on-time delivery, generally we are getting from our customer, எங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கிற டைமே வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கடைசியில் அவங்களோட ப்ராடக்ட் டெவலப்மெண்ட்டில் கடைசியில் தான் எங்களுக்கு கொடுக்குறாங்க. ஸோ அந்த டைமில் நாங்கள் முடிக்கணும். ஸோ குவாலிட்டியோட டைம், குவாலிட்டி செக்கிங்க்கான டைமே நாங்கள் வந்து மினிமைஸ் பண்ணுறதா இருக்குது. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கிற கேசஸில் அஸ் அ மைக்ரோ இண்டஸ்ட்ரி பிஸ்னஸ் ஓனர் நான் என்ன பண்ணணும் சார்? குவாலிட்டி வித் இனோவேஷன் பண்ணுறதுக்கு நான் என்ன பண்ணணும் சார்? வாட் ஆர் த பிரைமரி ஃபேக்டர்ஸ் நான் கன்சிடர் பண்ணணும் சார்? தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச் சார்.
I do appreciate your concern. See, generally, I also experienced this. Like as a OEM, we used to have a target timeline for developing the components and the cost and other quality factors. And it is directly imposed on the tier 1 supplier. In turn, they put it back to tier 2 and tier 3. See, what I have experienced is like, as a OEM, we give actual reasonable time. See, in my experience, we never had an unreasonable time. No, we are giving that. See, what's happening, the inefficiency in the tier level. Say, example, if there is any delay or issues at the tier 1 or tier 2 level, and they consume a lot of time. And finally, they push or no, they ask the tier 3 or tier 4 suppliers to do the things faster to cover up their delays. This is what happening, but otherwise, please believe me, we give a reasonable time for development. We don't believe in pushing things with unreasonable time. We also know that if you fail, we are going to fail. But only thing, as I said, the inefficiency, the system is pushed back to the down the tier level. That's the one thing, issue. We have also experienced definitely as a supply chain responsible person, we should address that. Definitely we will address these issues. Thank you.
One question, sir. Sir, last one question. Yeah, I think the questions are closed, I suppose, right? I just want to add what Vinod said. That is a real problem because of various reasons that time gets squeezed and the date of launch is already fixed. So even though you say that it is a micro industry, there are a lot of ways you can collaborate with the people like through NIQR or through with the IIT. A lot of technology is available to simulate everything virtually and keep it ready. And I think most of the foundry guys are doing using the Magma software solutions, get the product right on the first time. That will help. I am not telling that it is going to cost a lot. It is not like somebody mentioned here, technology is not costly now. I think you should look at that option also, of always looking for technology to give the delivery. Yeah, that's all.
Am I audible? Yeah. Thank you, speakers. Thank you, audience, for such a wonderful attention. I'm sure some of you will still have a very valuable questions, but I think you can reach out to the speakers through office bearers of NIQR. They will be able to answer your questions better. So just to summarize, Mr. Sarangarajan talked more about service innovation other than other things. From TAFE's perspective, the service innovations and others. Hyundai, from Hyundai's perspective, product supply chain innovations and quality-driven aspects they have done. And Meenakshi covered completely about his experience on semiconductors and other industries and associations. So now, I don't want to enunciate the points that they've already covered. It will be a repetitiveness. So what I want to say is, what is the status today? When you're in business, you are already in the race. You cannot stay there. You have to be in the race. 30 years ago, 20 years ago, if somebody asked me what is in the race, some of the companies said, we want to be number one in the business that we operate upon. We want to have the largest market share. That's the other. Somebody says, I want to be better than the rest. I want to give the quality the best. All these have become cliché today. You have to say, you have to be unique. Continue to be unique. Unless you are unique, you cannot be. Competition convergence makes your product a commodity, because what's available to you, the machine, manpower, technology, access to market, everything has become so simple, so the competition convergence will make you offer a commodity product, so therefore you have to be unique. That is what is all about. All of us told me a few years ago it's an VUCA world. So they explained me, it's a volatility, all that, but I didn't really understand, okay? But when the Trump came to power, I understood it's a real VUCA world. Okay, when people mention, in fact, he mentioned Trump, I have to chuckle some myself, because every day we wake up, take a newspaper, we'll have to wait for what he's going to. Somebody is asking me, in fact, I was mentioning in another meeting that, what is going to be next? What does the economists say? What does the mint say? When the kids are not doing too well in a typical South Indian context, we only say get a horoscope and check with an astrologer. That's what I think from a White House, if somebody can give an astrology of Trump, we can check with a good astrologer to know what he's going to do next. So that's the innovation. What? Yeah. So all this, how does this innovation, see, the topic is very clear, the quality, innovation-driven quality, okay? How does this innovation come into? It comes to you not by plan, it's out of crisis. When there's a crisis, we innovate. When there's a squeeze of resources, we innovate. It's not by induction, it's not by plan, it's not by anything else, it's a crisis. So what is this? You have to look out for the crisis and then innovate, or create a crisis, mental crisis, and say there is a crisis, therefore how do I innovate and make a quality product? Question everything. Make a zero budget. So we talked about zero-based budgeting. We go back to zero and then start. Question everything. When you say there is a quality equipment, this is the methodology, this is the process, question everything. Is it still staying relevant to us? Is this the way we have to do? Is it what that customer wants? If you don't question that, innovation can never happen. We will always believe, if you look at from the quality perspective, you'll say it's been done for 20 years. It's a proven technology. We have to follow this. We can't afford to miss it. Then where does the innovation come? You have to question everything. Go back to zero. Are we doing everything which is irrelevant? That is this. How do we bring innovative culture into the company? It should be with the customer-centric approach. First, customer comes first. When you have a customer-centric approach, innovation automatically happens. How do we do? Just by making customer-centric, we've always been supplying to Hyundai, we've been supplying to TAFE, we've been supplying to, we're customer-centric. They give us a drawing. We just have to do it. It's very clear. Innovation-driven, which means product is theirs, but innovation-driven. Customer-centric is actively listen to the customers. Underline the word, actively listen to the customers. Customer will somewhere here, supply chain manager would say, we need the price reduction by 20%, 10%. We want to be competitive in the business. So we want some suppliers to support. That's actively listening. He may not tell you to reduce the price. He says, I'm facing the heat of the competition. I may lose out market share. By actively listening to it, you know you have to innovate your process and make him affordable. Only then you stay in the business, you be a leading supplier to him. So nobody will tell you. Cost effectiveness, any innovation, you have to draw it and say, is it cost effective? It is relevant. That is what we have to do. Sometimes, German, the problem is over-engineering. We call this word called Germans are over-engineering. More relevant today. You may be inspecting some parameter which is no longer required, but you've been doing it for 20 years. That's why I said question everything. Is it relevant? Then the innovation automatically comes in. Innovation towards customer-centric. In the process, you save time, you save money, you save technology. You do everything something innovative. That's it. So how do we innovate? How do we do this in the part of organization? Bring this as a core value of organization. Say like a quality there's those days. You also bring an innovation is the core part of organization. Make it a pride of organization. Don't say how many products you have launched. You say how many processes we have innovated, how many products we innovated. 3M is a company which you have to do it. GE, no longer, 3M. Look at the companies which have been innovating all through, still staying in the business because they thought about innovation a long time ago, even before all these people came into the business. Pride of it. And leadership should be involved. The CEO should be involved. And his review should be on innovation, not on just numbers. Just not on number crunching. He should be involved in a meeting, specific meeting, say, what have we innovated today? That's going to push the company towards it. Otherwise, innovation will take this back seat. Okay, people are happy with what they're doing. Only 10 years later, they'll realize they're no longer in the business. So leadership has to be done. To make customers happy, all that we have to do. And what will not work? Collaborative approach. Normally, if the innovation-driven quality comes of the innovation, who are the first people to dose it? Marketing will say customer will not agree. Manufacturer says this cannot be made manufactured. HR will say we can't find people for all this. So it's got to be a collaborative approach. Every division has to be brought in. That's why I said leadership should be brought in and say all of us are part of innovation. We got to innovate. So that collaborative approach should be there. What should not be there? If your KRA is linked to innovation, nobody will innovate. Because if you fail, my KRA, KPA will take a beating. So we must say, set the short-term and long-term to goal people and say your KRA, KPA is nowhere linked. Innovation will fail initially. Finally, it will succeed. If you want to succeed, you got to say there's no KRA, KPA into it. I want you to encourage to do innovation. That is what we do. Fear of failure should be out. Encourage people to be innovative, not only in quality, in everything. Quality will be automatic because quality has become an indispensable part of every business. It will automate that. Innovation will also become a part of business. India wants to be a superpower. Without quality innovation, it can't be done. It will certainly be done. Sometime when somebody conducts the same seminar in 2040, we'll say India is one of the greatest innovating country in the world. That's how we want to hear it. It may not be here, but maybe our kids will hear this. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.